Hello, EA group members. This is GC, and today I'm continuing my Dreamweaver site, and I'm gonna see if I can load up this on Google Chrome. I'll give it a minute. So what I'm working on today is on the template. I worked on the menu. I have the menu. The menu is working fine. Everything is popping up how it's supposed to open up. And then I did the slider, and the slider has over 20 images. I'm gonna show you the code really quick so you can see. And this is the source code for the doc type HTML in English, and the template for Bootstrap. This is the free template that comes with the slider, and it has some CSS at the top, which also involves the favicon and the slider, obviously. And then we have the menu right here. This is the menu. The menu starts, and then we have these images that I'm working on, that I'm going to work on after the slider. Okay, the slider has about 33 images, but even though that the slider has 33 images, I'm gonna show you something here that is very important, which is the Google page, the Google for developers. This will give you the speed of the site. Now it's loading really quick. I can't do the test right now because the site is not active right now on the server as the default. So I'm gonna get back to you, but if you're wondering how fast your site is loading or if it has any errors, you can go to developers.google.com. And let's go back to Dreamweaver, and I'm gonna open up Photoshop here, and this is the picture that I have. I cropped it as a circle. This is a PNG, and then I resized the PNG to 140 pixels, which is the size that this template is asking for. Now if you're looking for the images on the folders, you won't find it because it's in another folder called holder.javascript or JS. So I had to modify the way I inserted the image, but I'll show you because it is kind of tricky to get this one to work. And here we are. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna do the second image, and I'm going to crop that and resize it. So I'm gonna go really quick to Photoshop, and here's my image that I'm going to pick. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna pick here the oh boy, I forgot what this the mask tool. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's a mask. And here for the size of the brush, I'm looking for hardness to be at 100%, and the size I want it to fit around the entire picture. This is a little bit too big. 3500, 3200. Let's try that. Yeah, I can work with that. I'm looking for something like that. Okay, obviously let me go back here, click again. Let's try that again. Oh, make sure you're here on normal for mode, opacity 100%, flow 100%, everything at 100%. Let me put everything at 100%. Let's try that again. And I want something like around there, like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna click the mask tool again, and it's gonna give me the marching ants. And right now what is selected is the background. So I'm gonna click delete key, and there I have my circle image. So now what I'm going to do is I will crop it and make sure you're close to the edge, and then you have a high quality image too, at least for this part. Make sure you're on the edge and that you do not cut a piece of the image. Sometimes it happens, but Photoshop is pretty good in knowing that the crop is at the edge and kind of like locks in automatically. And there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna crop it, boom, and now I'm going to save this one, and I'm gonna name it Pia full quality PNG. If I can get my spelling right. Okay, it's a PNG. Well, this one is gonna be a PSD. It's gonna be the original file. It's a copy of the original file. Okay. So now I'm going to resize it. So both of these pictures are about the same size. So now I need to resize it to 140. So we can have a JPEG or a PNG. Let me discuss with you really quickly what's the difference. If I do a JPEG, what's going to happen is when you insert the picture here, you're going to have a square picture with your picture inside of it, which is going to be in color. Obviously it's going to be a circle, but the JPEG is going to keep the edges of the circle, so it's going to be a circle inside a white square. Now the PNG, it's just a circle. There is no border around the picture, or no square around the picture. So if this background is not the same white than the white of your picture, you're gonna have a problem. It's gonna look in some monitors maybe a little bit off. So what you want to do is a PNG. So I'm gonna go back to Dreamweaver here, excuse me, Photoshop, and really quickly I'm going to resize this picture. Now that it's edge to edge, image size, I'm gonna switch to pixels, and first I'm gonna do the DPI at 72, and then I will do 140 by 140, and that should give me something like this. It looks a little bit pixelated here, but it will look fine on the site. I'm going to save this as a PNG. Make sure you save it as a PNG, and I put here Pia homepage. And just leave this alone. Okay, so I saved the picture obviously to my root folder, and now let's go to Dreamweaver, and this is the way that I want you to do this. If you notice here, you have an exclamation point, and you have on the code, I'm gonna split this, you have some errors. It's not a big issue error, but as you replace these images with your images, these errors should disappear. So right now we have this error from this line, which is line 716 on the code, and this is the picture under holder.javascript, which is 140 by 140. So I'm going to replace it with my file. Now make sure, let me go to live view here. Okay, and I'm gonna click on insert image, and this is gonna ask me before, after, wrap, nest. Just click here before, left click on before, go to your folder, the root folder where you save the images, and I'm looking for my I don't see it. I guess it's this one here. Yeah, that's the full quality, and this should be the PNG. That's it. So I'm gonna double click on that. Boom, there it is. And now I'm gonna click on this one, on the 140 by 140, and I'm gonna hit delete. Now it should work just fine. I'm gonna click here on line 716 or 716, that's what it was. Yeah, there it is. And I'm going to compare it to the other one. Okay, on my first one is a JPEG and the other one is a PNG. And I'm gonna click here, and I'm gonna worry about these errors later. I'm going to save this. As you can see, the image is just a circle, and on the other one, the JPEG file, it's a white border around the circle. Now it happens that it's the same white. I mean, I don't see any defects. Let me zoom in, if I can zoom in here. Ooh, boy. Looks like there is some cropping problem here, but it's so at the size that the image is displayed is very hard to tell. Here on the heading you can just go ahead and write something. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna save all. See, my name is too long, has more syllables, it doesn't fit, but let's take a look at this in the browser. Okay, so now it's loading, it looks fine. I'm gonna see if I can bring it down to tablet view. There we go. In tablet view, as you can see, we have this problem here with the length of the names. Now that can be fixed. Maybe you can just put your first name and not your last name, or just delete it at all and start with your name on the second line on this paragraph, and that's it. That will fix that. You have to play with that, or maybe adjust the CSS, but I seriously doubted that it's going to fix that. As you get smaller, it's okay. It's just the tablet view that has that problem. I could maybe add another syllable, like I could add my second name, so I could say Actually, I have to remove syllables here. Yeah, that's not gonna work. If you want to keep it short and simple, yeah. Let me try this really quick here. I just want to see how it looks. Yeah, on the tablet view, it fits. It's the name that is too long with the last name. But where I'm going with this is that you want all the text to be in the same line, kind of balanced. You don't want one container longer than the other. And now if you go into phone view, I guess that really doesn't matter because everything is in just one line. But anyways, just wanted to show you how to change that image, because some people thought the image might have been inside a folder, but this image doesn't have we cannot see if it's a JPEG or a PNG. All that I see here is that is in the holder.js folder. So work with your images and your text, and the same would apply for these. If you want to replace these with artwork, same rule. And if you want to add more images, just copy the code from these, or if you want to add another row with more pictures, you could down here and just copy the code and play with that. Having said that, have a creative day and good luck.